Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This Wednesday we'll be discussing mainly on Meditate on Me, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He is giving a hint, so we will discuss on that. Let us chant this mantra. Tavo kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhirilitam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. We are that same chapter we are continuing, the English page number 880 and Bengali 951. Master Mahashay, as we read and discussed last Wednesday, Master Mahashay, the recorder of this gospel, he went to the doctor to report about Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's health condition and also to get some suggestions, instructions from the doctor. And what happened over there, what are the conversation, we read that in the last Wednesday. Now he came back to Sri Ramakrishna to report that. In the afternoon, about 3 o'clock, M came to the master and reported the conversation he had had with Dr. Sharkar. He said to Sri Ramakrishna, "Today the doctor embarrassed me." Sri Ramakrishna, what happened? M, Master Mahashay, yesterday he heard here that you yourself had created this illness in order to pamper the doctor's pride. Sri Ramakrishna, who made that comment? You made that remark? M. Mahima Chakravarti. The master, what did the doctor say to you? M. He described Mahima Chakravarti as God's lower third. That means he said that Tamaguni Devata, Tamaguni Ishwar. Like that, the God lower third. That there are three gunas, Sattva, Raja, Tama. Those are the Tama means all bad qualities. He is a good person. He is a person with these bad qualities. So like that. Now he admits that all the qualities, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, exist in God. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, after listening to that, he laughs. That means previously he was not accepting the existence of God itself. Now he has accepted the God, and at the same time he is accepting the God is having these three qualities. Then he told me that he had waked at 3 o'clock in the morning and had been thinking of you ever since. When I saw him, it was 8 o'clock. He said to me, "Even now the Paramahamsa is in my mind." Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was very happy, laughing. You see, he has studied English. I cannot ask him to meditate on me, but he is doing it all the same, of his own accord. Now, this particular point, meditate on me, this is very, very rare about Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He never could say me or I. He was completely free from all those things. He was not having his body consciousness. He was not having a little iota of ego. Obviously, when he is mentioning that meditating him is a great thing, so obviously there is something special. Now friends, this once Swami Vivekananda, he remarked, about Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He said, he is the father of God, Bhagavanir Baba. In a conversation, suddenly he mentioned like that. The thing, people may think that he is just exaggerating, but no, it has a deep meaning. So about God it is said in the scripture that who is God? Maya Upohita Chaitanya. Upohita means covered. What is Maya? The sum total of all ignorance. The ignorance that is there in the individual being, individual soul, that is called ahamkara. Ahamkara, upohita, covered, chaitanya, consciousness, is an individual self. So what is jiva, individual self? The scripture says, ahamkara upohita chaitanya. The ego that is covering the consciousness. It is the consciousness, but we cover that with the ego. And who is God? Maya Upohita Chaitanya. See, it is almost same. Only it is Ahamkara and that is Maya. Ahamkara, the small, a tiny little portion of the Maya, and Maya, the sum total of that ignorance. That means the God, when you call God, it is like this. And God is the creator, sustainer, and also the destroyer. God has another aspect also. What is that? It's a supreme aspect. So when we talk about God, we mainly talk about the God is creating, God is helping to sustain, God is again taking it back, which we call the destruction. So this is the creation of God and activities of God. And when he is creating naturally, he is utilizing the sattva rajatama. And when he is utilizing that, it seems, it naturally, all those qualities are with him also, sattva rajatama. That's why he is using it. But another aspect is there. If the sattva rajatama is there and then he is creating, then all these activities, no, it cannot be the permanent one. There must be another aspect. So they say that above that, there is another aspect of the same God. What is that God? Nirguna, Nishkriya, Abhaya, Akshara, Vibhu, Parabrahma. All these different words have been used for that absolute God, the supreme being, the supreme consciousness, all-pervading consciousness. What is nirguna? Without any qualities. Again, what are the qualities? Sattva, raja, tama. But when the God who is creating, naturally he needs the power of the Maya. So that is sattva, raja, tama. These qualities are there. But the supreme God, the supreme being is nirguna. He is not having that. It may be there, latent, but not manifested. That is one. Nishkriya is no activity at all, no action. Kriya means activity, action. So nikriya, ni means negative. Nishkriya means no action, no activity. So that means he is not creating, he is not preserving, he is not destroying. So there is another higher aspect of the God. Then Abhaya. Abhaya means no form at all. So no form. And when there is no form, he is all pervasive, all pervading. Akshara. There is no change even in it. Akshara means no change. Shara, akshara, or negative, no shara, no change. It was, it is, it will be. So like that, and then it's called Vibhu. Vibhu, all pervading, everything, wherever it is, and its consciousness is there, and it's called Vibhu. And it is known as also Parabrahma. In the dualistic point of view, it's a Vishnu. And from the Advaitic point of view, it's a Parabrahma. And Vishnu means all pervasiveness. Vistareti Vishnu, all pervasive. But as because it is dualist, so they think that there should be some form, otherwise how people will worship. So for the ordinary people who cannot imagine that all pervasive consciousness, it is the God has taken that Vishnu form. And this Vishnu, from there the creation begins. And Vishnu created Brahma. And Brahma is to create, naturally you need the knowledge and also the power. So that same Lord Vishnu gave him the jnana. What is the jnana? Veda. How many Vedas? 4 Vedas. So 4 heads are there. That is indicating that he is having complete knowledge. Actually, he is not having 4 heads. It is a symbolic. But it means that he is having all knowledge and 4 Vedas. And also the power. What is the power? The power of Maya. So 3 qualities, Sattva, Raja, Tama. Again, the Maya, it covers the original and superimpose on that something else. So with all this, the Brahma he has created. But that the Brahma is in that way the God. At the dualistic point of view. From the Advaitic point of view, Parabrahma, from him another Brahman was created, that is the lower Brahman, and this lower Brahman is also known as Hiranyagarbha. This Hiranyagarbha, Garbha means the womb, Hiranya, the golden womb, from where everything has been created. So Dvaitic point of view and Advaitic point of view, there is a status which is called supreme, who never creates, never does anything, never changes, all pervasive, one point. Second, whom we call God, he is creating, he is sustaining, he is again destroying, all these things he is doing. So maybe the Brahma and also the another name we can say from the point of view of the Advaitin, that is Hiranyagarbha. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, this again, to help the humanity, this power takes a human form. We call it avatara or the incarnation. Sometimes there's different names also has been used. This incarnation of God is having all power of God, but it's just like the human being, living with the human being. So people can believe him, and it becomes easy for him to guide the human being. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is the Param Brahma. And then again, he has created himself in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. So he is also Parashakti. Para means higher. Shakti means the power which will help to manifest, help to sustain, etc. So Parabrahma, Parashakti. Then what happened? Jagat. That is also Sri Ramakrishna. So except that Sri Ramakrishna, I am using the word Sri Ramakrishna because here we are discussing about the Sri Ramakrishna, the Parabrahma, Parashakti, Jagat Rupa Sri Ramakrishna. It's the same power which is supreme, no change, eternal, and that power again created another aspect of him from where the creation began, and then the creation also is nothing but the same thing. So Parabrahma, Parashakti, Jagat Rupa, all the 3 forms is Sri Ramakrishna. And that's why Swami Vivekananda said, he is the Father of God. Bhagavan Baba is the father of God. The Sri Ramakrishna is that Param Brahma. About Ramachandra it is also said Parabrahma. About Sri Krishna also said Parabrahma. So they are, in one aspect, they are that. Then again, it takes the little lower step only for the creation and other activities. And then finally, that becomes the Jagat. So this whole thing is nothing but the same God. And God as sustainer manifest in human form, and that Sri Ramakrishna now. Then when the God is manifesting in the human form, sometimes we have seen in the previous avatara, they themselves worked. So naturally, they used the Rajaguna and sometimes little Sattva guna too. Because you are active. The Sattva, Raja and Tama, all the three gunas, they were activated. But this time, when the Lord Supreme became Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, it is only Sattva guna. And there is no Raja Tama. That's why he could not work. That he said to Mother, I like to work. But then came the another form, that is Swami Vivekananda and Ma Saradamani Devi. He, this same Lord, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he entered into Swami Vivekananda as if that power is transmitted to Swami Vivekananda so that he can work. Then he also gave his power to Ma Saradamani Devi so that she can also work. That means Sri Ramakrishna is working through Ma Saradamani Devi, through Swami Vivekananda, two different forms. But if you have noticed in Ramakrishna mission everywhere, on the same altar, there is Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda and Ma Sarada. Why? Because the same Sri Ramakrishna, who is in the center as the Lord Supreme, and he is the Sattva Guni, is now working through Swami Vivekananda and Ma Sarada. Those who have read the biography of these three, Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sarada and Swamiji, they know how Sri Ramakrishna transmitted the power, but he himself could not work. And to meditate on this Sri Ramakrishna, you have to have very pure mind. Those who are having any desire, the worldly desire, very difficult even to imagine the form of Sri Ramakrishna. If you are closing your eyes and trying to meditate on Sri Ramakrishna, it's very difficult. Even if you look at the picture and close your eyes, very difficult to hold that picture for some time. The mind should be very, very pure. So when the doctor was constantly thinking of Sri Ramakrishna in whatever way, doctor was thinking, oh, he's my patient, I have to take care of him. But that is also meditating on Sri Ramakrishna. And whole night and the next day morning up to 8 o'clock, as the Master Mahasaya is reporting, he was meditating on Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna is very happy. Why? That doctor's mind has become purified. Without the purification, without the pure mind, one cannot think of Sri Ramakrishna. You will notice majority of the people, they can think of many other gods and goddesses. But they cannot understand Sri Ramakrishna because so simple, so ordinary, apparently. But he is the Supreme Being. Why? Because Sattva Guna. Then Sattva Guna, there is no showing up. So obviously people don't get attracted to that. Where there is showing up is showing the different type of miracles and all, then people are attracted to that. Oh, he is doing this, he is doing that, he has done this, he has done that. The people are all running to. So we are so eager to hear and get thrilled if you write the name of Sri Rama, when the Vanaras, the monkeys, They were writing the name of Sri Rama on the stone, stone was floating. These are the stories, and we are very happy in that. But actual Rama, who is he? The great love for the human being. And he was constantly teaching them that you should observe your own dharma. And secondly, the human dharma is truthfulness. If you have given the word, you should not deviate from that. The Krishna, so many miracles are there in Krishna. Varieties of, right from the childhood, Krishna is full of miracles. So obviously we are charmed with that and we think, this is a God who can. But look at the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Apparently there is no such thing. Nothing has happened. But he has transformed the minds of thousands of people. And those who were so deeply attached with the worldly things came in contact with Sri Ramakrishna and got changed. Even those who were trying to be good, to realize God, trying to pursue the path of spirituality, but making some mistake, Sri Ramakrishna, the moment they came in contact with Sri Ramakrishna, they got changed. And the fulfillment came. So Sri Ramakrishna's miracle is there. But that not in the way we think about the miracle. There was a young boy, he was not having any education, so almost like an orphan. He came to his relatives and got a job. He came from Bihar and got a job in Calcutta. Then the gentleman, the rich man, he took him to Sri Ramakrishna. Looking at him, Sri Ramakrishna told, I like to keep this boy with me. He will be with me, serving me. Immediately he said, okay, no problem. I will take care of his salary and all that, but he will serve over here. Sri Ramakrishna made him Brahmagyani, and afterwards his name was so famous. He is Latu Maharaj, as the people call him lovingly. He is Adbhutananda. Swami Vivekananda gave that name. Adbhuta Ananda, it is unexplainable how this man could become a Brahmagyani. So that is the miracle of Sri Ramakrishna. Then Sri Ramakrishna never saw any white-skinned people, but he said to the mother, Ma Sharadamani Devi, one day the many, many white-skinned people will worship me. And today all over the world we see, and so many Europeans, Americans accepted Sri Ramakrishna as their idol, spiritual idol. Sri Ramakrishna said that his picture, photo that was taken, will be worshipped all over the world. Ghare ghare puja habe. And that is true now. Almost everywhere, every nook and corner of the world, there are people who are worshipping this particular photo of Sri Ramakrishna. The Sri Ramakrishna is the great idol if people can understand. And those who understand, they become blessed. Why? Because there is no mixture of Raja and Tama. Oh, I will have this type of miraculous power if I worship Kali or Shiva or this and that. Nothing is there. It is pure love and unselfishness. That is the ideology of Sri Ramakrishna. And those who want that, very rare, this type of people, very rare. And that is why, even after so many years, the number of the followers are less because of this. It's a very, very high ideal. Those who want only love, only spirituality, they only can come to Sri Ramakrishna. So Sri Ramakrishna was very happy when he saw that the master, doctor is thinking about him. As a Sri Ramakrishna, about him it says, Sarva Dharma Sthapakastam. Sarva Dharma Sthapaka. He is the establisher of varieties of duties and responsibilities. And at the same time, Sarva Dharma Sarupaka. The second time this dharma means different paths. So all paths are leading to the same goal. There is a great saying. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. Long, long back, the Veda declared that it is the same truth. Different people realized in the different way and gave different names. But it is the same truth. And in the modern time, it is Sri Ramakrishna. Those who repeat the holy name of Sri Ramakrishna, meditate on that form of Sri Ramakrishna, they are blessed. And this only the purified people, purified mind people can think of. The Sri Ramakrishna is happy. And he said when he heard that the doctor was thinking about him, he was very happy. You see, he has studied English, and I cannot ask him to meditate on me. But he is doing it all the same of his own accord. Master Mahashay, he also said about you, I have the greatest regard for him as a man. Did you talk of anything else? Then Master Mahashay asked him, what is your suggestion today about the patient? He said, suggestion? Hang it. I shall have to go to him again myself. What else shall I suggest? The Sri Ramakrishna laughing. Why he is happy, the doctor is getting attracted to Sri Ramakrishna about the pure aspect of God. So that is very, very rare. Majority of the people in this world, we all are going to the temple, to so many holy places to pray to God. But what is that for? There are so many prayers are there. So we go there. But here we find that the Sri Ramakrishna is telling he is coming to Sri Ramakrishna only to see Sri Ramakrishna, and this thing is really very rare. Sri Ramakrishna is very happy on doctor, and doctor's mind has already changed. In the beginning, those who are following these classes, those who have read the gospel, you know that doctor, he never talked about God, he never liked that God, he never believed. Now same doctor, after coming to Sri Ramakrishna, within a few months, his mind changed and he complete changed person. Further he said, you don't know how much money I am losing every day. Every day I miss 2 or 3 calls. Now, as because he is coming to Sri Ramakrishna, his private practice and meeting the other patients from where he could earn some money as a doctor, he is not getting, so he mentioned that. There were many devotees, including Narendranath, later Swami Vivekananda, in the room. Vijay Krishna Goswami arrived and respectfully took the dust of the master's feet. Several Brahmo devotees came with him. Vijay had cut off his connection with the Brahmo Samaj and was practicing spiritual discipline independently. Sri Ramakrishna was very fond of him on account of his piety and devotion. Now, this Vijay Krishna Goswami, from the name itself we can understand that he belongs to a Vaishnava tradition, Vaishnava culture. He is coming from a very high family, a very devoted family, very pious family. But as because that was in those days, all educated people, educated young people, they used to have some doubt about the Hinduism. The Hinduism is so many rituals, so many gods and goddesses, they worship the idols, and all this different type of criticism was there. And the traditional Hinduism could not give proper reply, so confusion came. Some people converted themselves into the other religion, and some people, to save themselves from that conversion, they started another type of religion of their own. But religion cannot be like that. Religion means some great soul must have realized the truth. Then from him, the others can get that light. So that process should be like that. So this Sri Ramakrishna's time, there were doubts all about all over the India, that different type of samaj came, and one that was in the eastern India very famous, Brahma Samaj. Mostly educated people, and they were thinking the Hinduism, but without any form. The God with aspect, but without form. So that was their main idea. The God is having all the aspects, that means God is, uh, uh, he loves, he punishes, he gives, all, then like that all the qualities of God are there, at the same time no form. Why? Because how God, who is all pervading, can have a form? So that was the problem, which Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in a very simple way, he solved that question. He said, when a devotee is calling on God, the devotion is like a very cool breeze, and God is like the water. Because the cool breeze, that water takes the shape of ice, that means the form. The God is like water, and when comes in the cool the breeze of the devotees, that means their devotion, it takes form. And again, when that devotee is having the knowledge, as compared with the light of the sun, it melts again, go back to formless. The form and formless, it is because of the devotion. That is also it is said that Brahmana Rupa Kalpana Bhaktanam Anukampartham. When the devotees, they are there, they close their eyes but they cannot see anything, to whom they will pray? So obviously the Rupa, that means the form, Kalpana, it was just imagined. When the Kalpana means imagined, the Rupa of God, that is why the Hindus have so many different forms of gods and goddesses. Anyone in his own way thinking God should be like this, no problem. But the main thing, loving God. There is God, I believe, though I cannot see, I cannot touch, I cannot hear, but still I believe, because the great souls, they have said, they are not cheating us, and obviously there is God. That is first faith. Then I like to see God in this particular form because I love this form. So someone Ganesha, someone Kartikeya, someone Durga, Ma Kali, someone Shiva, Rama, Krishna, so many varieties. There is no problem. So the God is taking form, and God without form, that problem was solved by Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna so very easily. These people, when they came to Sri Ramakrishna, when they heard him explaining this way, what is your problem? You like to love God without form? No problem. And if you like to love God with form, there is also no problem. Only thing, your sincerity. Are you truly sincere to follow that path? For that you have to do one thing, only one thing, and that is loving God. And to love God, you have to give up this jagat. That's all. Or otherwise, you have to transform this jagat as the manifestation of God, as Swami Vivekananda suggested in the Karma Yoga. So if you see God in different human forms, animal forms, bird forms, and there is nothing but God in different forms, then you are meditating on God only. In every time, everywhere, you see God. That means your mind is fixed on God and you see God and nothing else. There's a type of disease when the people they see only yellow color, everything yellow. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, quoting that, he mentioned they can't see anything else but that yellow color. Similarly, those who love God, they only see nothing but the God. So that is the main thing if we can understand. So here it says that Bijay, he has cut off the connection with the Brahma Samaj and was practicing spiritual discipline independently. Sri Ramakrishna was very fond of him on account of his piety and devotion. Those who are pious, holy, and also devoted, Sri Ramakrishna is always with them. Whether there is a Christian or a Muslim or a Buddhist or a Hindu or Brahmin or Kshatriya or Vaishya, Shudra, nothing differs. And that is God. So God is samadrishti. For God there is no change. Oh, this is a very rich man, I should love God, him, or a poor man, I don't want to spend my time. Not like that. This is the way we must understand. Though not a disciple of the Master, Bijay held him in very high respect. He had lived in Dhaka a long time. Recently, he had visited many sacred places in Upper India. Mahima Chakravarti, a devotee, he was present when the Bijay was also present. Now Mahima is saying to Bijay, Sir, you have visited many holy places and new countries. Please tell us some of your experiences. Then Bijay Krishna Goswami. This is a very important statement that he gave. And after his experience, so Bijay Krishna Goswami, he was a Brahma leader. And obviously, he was a great sage. He used to practice very sincerely to realize God. And he mentioned in this way, what shall I say? I realize that everything is here, where we are sitting now. This roaming about is useless. I repeat this word. I realize that everything is here. Here means at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna. He was sitting with Sri Ramakrishna. So pointing to Sri Ramakrishna, he said, here. He has meant in Sri Ramakrishna. Everything. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are the four goals of human life. That has been in Mahabharata, the great discussions there about the four goals of human life. Dharma, the righteousness. Artha, the wealth. Kama, the desire. And also moksha, the mukti or the liberation. These are the four goals. At four different times, people should cover that. It was that time, that was the society. Brahmacharya, Garastha, Manaprastha, Sannyas. A time should come at the end, fag end of your life. You are giving up everything, physically, mentally. If possible, physically, mentally. That's called sannyasa. And in the beginning, as a student, you must know what are the responsibilities, what are the duties, how you should utilize your knowledge, and all those things. Then utilizing that from the society, you are getting some money. Then use that money for the wealth, for your own fulfillment of your wishes, your dreams. So then finally comes, you should have the mind to renounce that, because you know these are all futile. It never remains permanently. But when you are living the life, completing the whole thing, then ultimately you have the mental power to give it up. Just detached, like the the great king Janaka. So this is when he mentioned these, I realized everything is here in Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda and his friend, both of them, they used to come to Sri Ramakrishna. And Swami Vivekananda was, we all know, but his friend, he never talked to Sri Ramakrishna. He used to come and sit in a corner. The one day Sri Ramakrishna told him, hey, you come here, but you never talk to me. So many people come and they ask for so many things. You never asked anything from me. Then he said, sir, I'm ashamed to pray to you because you are talking about the realization of God. You are talking about the renunciation, giving up this world. And that's why I am ashamed. Sri Ramakrishna asked, what do you want? He said, I'm a poor man. I want to be rich, very rich. And that is my dream. You know, this Sri Ramakrishna immediately, without hesitation, he said, you will become rich. And then he gave an example. Elephant will be there at your door. That means only the great jamindars, the landlords, and the kings, they can afford to have elephant, to maintain elephant. So you will be rich like that. He truly became that rich. So this is the way dharma, artha, kama, moksha, everything he is fulfilling. And for the moksha, of course he. And not only that, all things are coming at him. Different paths are mixing with him. There are many people, even today when we meet some people, Westerners, some Americans, some from Europe, they say, we actually tried we are by birth, we have a religion, but I could not get any satisfaction in that because never they mention anything about the philosophy. They're constantly talking about the social different problems and this and that. Then when they are talking about the religion, they're all miraculous things, no philosophy. So I am dissatisfied and I accepted this, I accepted that. I met one gentleman who was a Christian, then the Buddhism, then the Islam. Then he came to Vedanta. And I told Vedanta is okay, but you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, biography of Sri Ramakrishna, and see whether you get that particular thing you are searching for in your life. Almost 14, 15 years. And these people are very genuine. So when they like to know, they like to know thoroughly. It's not like us. I know that God will be there or not there. I don't care. Just we are doing not like that. No casualty, no casual way. Very, very serious. And after the 14, 15 years, now he said, I got the answer. Everything is here. Narendranath also, he went to another place to meditate. And in the Bodh Gaya he went. But some of his friends also. Then after a few days they came back to Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna, in his own the simple way, he as a finger he showed like this, that this time it is all here. He showed like this, all around, nothing will be there. It is all here. The genuineness in religion, in philosophy, that is here only. Why? Because it is love, because it is unselfishness. The love and unselfishness, these are the two wonderful things that is the ideal of Sri Ramakrishna. Whenever people come to me, I tell them that if you like to love Sri Ramakrishna, know it for sure that you have to develop love and unselfishness. So this is the only Sri Ramakrishna's ideology is love and unselfishness. So otherwise you won't understand. So now this Sri Ramakrishna is here. At other places I have seen 2, 5, 10 or 25% of him, the meaning Sri Ramakrishna at the most. Here alone I find the full and 100% manifestation of God. This gentleman, he is not an ordinary person. He practiced spirituality for all through his life. And now he is commenting in this way that I find the full 100% manifestation of God. And what is God? Swami Vivekananda, he gave the definition of God. God is unselfishness. Unselfishness is God. The moment you become unselfish, you become God yourself. The unselfishness is God. That is the unique way the Swami Vivekananda gave. About God, there are so many definitions are there. And in the Upanishad also there is a huge, along the different qualities of God have been given. And we find other Puranas also the definition of God. The most short and very specific definition of God I liked in Vivekananda's definition. Unselfishness is God. Then he said about Sri Ramakrishna, he is LOVE, embodiment, embodiment of love. The love is God and unselfishness is God. Now, as because they say the divinity is already within us. What is the divinity? Unselfishness. It is already within us. Many of us, and we ourselves practice it, and also we see many people, the whole year they will work, and whatever they earn, and at the end of the year, particularly at the Durga Puja time, they get some extra money called bonus, and they will purchase everything because that is the system. This in society, they will purchase different gifts for the other people, and they may give new clothing to their children, to the senior people, and also sometimes the others. But the poor man may not have the sufficient money to purchase a new piece of cloth for himself. But he is very happy. He will be just pressing his old clothes and washing that, and he is happy with that. This is also the sacrifice, unselfishness, but limited. He is sacrificing his own, all that thing that he is having, for his kith and kin, for his relatives. But when that goes out and embraces for everyone, the love for everyone, how to help them, how to make them happy, that is divinity. What is divinity? Shall you have to go to heaven for that? What is heaven? So here we find Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning that. Once he asked his disciple Swami Vivekananda, what do you want? Then Swamiji said, as usually all spiritual aspirant will say, I like to meditate and like to go into samadhi. Sometimes, only to keep the body alive, I like to get out of the meditation, of the samadhi, take some food, and then again go back to that samadhi. Samadhi is a place of joy. What is happiness? When you see yourself with the merged with that total happiness, that is the true happiness. If we get happiness from some objects, it's temporary. I love a friend and he has come to visit me, I'm happy, but then after 2-3 days he had to go back. When we say goodbye, again that sadness comes. So every time we feel that happiness, again it goes away. But only happiness if we can go to the root. What is that root? God. God is that happiness. In the Upanishad it says, Anandeva khalu imani bhutani jayante. From ananda, from happiness, from bliss, everything has come. And that is the reason, if we notice, each and every one of us like to be happy. Even the dog, if you are just taking a steak, the dog is not happy at all. He will run away. But if you are patting the dog, he'll be so happy. And that way, each and everyone likes the happiness. Why? Because the source is the happiness. That happiness is God. And happiness comes out of unselfishness. When I am unselfish, I don't want anything, there is no question of become. So now, this November, there will be the great election of the President of America. So many people are intense, different, two groups are there. Now, suppose you ask me, I am neutral. I don't want to be the President of America, so I don't have any problem. So that way, if you are thinking that I am here, but I am neutral, I enjoy everything. Now, right today, that some one of them, they are giving a talk, all people will be listening to that. That way they are enjoying. But don't get involved into it. The world is just like that. Do everything possible to make others happy. But at the same time, don't get entangled. That is the whole thing, whole religion. Why? Happiness. That is the goal. Shukam is the happiness. That the one of the great commentator, Madhusudan Saraswati, that he mentioned that there are so many goals are there, as you mentioned, that that should be in the Mahabharata. He says the 4 goals are there, but then the Madhusudan Saraswati commented, but ultimately it is the Sukham, it is the happiness. And happiness is possible if you become unselfish. And unselfishness can come when you love. The father, he is spending all his money for his children because he loves them. So the love and unselfishness is God. And these is 100% in Sri Ramakrishna. That's why this our Vijay Krishna Goswami, he is mentioning, I saw these in many, many places. Among others, a little manifestation of that. 100% is here in Sri Ramakrishna. Then Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, then in the Mahima Charan, he mentioned, you are right. You are right, sir. Again, it is he who makes us roam about or remain in one place. Mahima Charan is also a scholar. So he knows that the God's power, if that wants, it can give you everything. Sometimes there's a beautiful song is there in Bengali, in the Kali Kirtan, it says, that if you want, you can make a person king. And if you want, you drop a person and make him suffer. Kare karo adhogami. Kare dao brahmapada, kare karo adhogami. So that way the God is constantly playing with us. So what we should do? We should always remember God only. Without God, there is nothing. Then the Sri Ramakrishna is telling to Narendra, see what a change has come over Vijay's mind. Why he told that to Narendra? Because Narendra was also, afterwards Swami Vivekananda, he was also a member of the Brahma Samaj, and very strong member. He used to argue with Ramakrishna. And he used to visit and attend all the programs and functions of the Brahma Samaj. And that was in those days, almost all educated people in Calcutta, they were the members of the Brahma Samaj. And then afterwards, when the Vijay Krishna Goswami, he, just before that Narendra, when he was behaving and talking like that, Sri Ramakrishna was mentioning Narendra, look at the Vijay. He was one of the leaders of the Brahma Samaj. Now the transformation has come. He is truly now coming to the spiritual realization. Then he is mentioning, and with these words, he is also expressing that he is not an ordinary person. He looks so ordinary, but really, really, he is the Supreme Lord. Why? He mentioned, he is like a thick milk from which all the water has been boiled off. That means there is no other desire in his mind. He is like a thick milk. His examples were very simple. So when the people are going on boiling the milk and all the watery portion goes away and only the thickness is there, thick milk is there. So it's a thick milk from which all water has been boiled off. You see, now he says, I can recognize a Paramahamsa by his neck and forehead. I can recognize a Paramahamsa. The Paramahamsa means the highest order of the sannyasa. Parama means supreme. Hamsa means the swan. This Paramahamsa, this conception came from the Bhagavata. When there was no form of God and only Brahma he was creating, and he created, in the beginning, he created the rishis, the 12 rishis, and also the 4 brahmacharis, that Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatan, etc., these 4 brothers. Now they come to him and say, who is God? Who is the creator? Who has created you? Then Brahma afterwards he said, no, it is not possible for me to give you the answer. So he went and prayed to the Supreme Being who was all pervading. He said, I am tired of giving them the answer. I cannot make them convince that you are there, the Supreme Being, all pervading consciousness. Please take a form so they can see you and believe you. And when the Brahma and Shiva both were present, then that time only, for the first time, he showed his form, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, that form of the Lord Vishnu. Afterwards, these 4 brothers, when they came and he was going on asking, we like to meet your creator, then again he prayed to that Supreme Being. And that was the time that Supreme Being came in the form of a huge, the Paramahamsa and the Supreme form. Why? Because that is floating on the water, but the water cannot weight him. That is the symbolic way. Live in this world, but don't get entangled of anything of this world. That is the Paramahamsa characteristics. Now, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning seeing the neck and the forehead. That is called Samudra Vidya. There is another type of the education. People sometimes they used to have, Sri Ramakrishna have that type of understanding. He could see, a person can understand and tell about his future, his past, and all that. He said, I can see a man's neck and forehead. Yes, I can recognize a Paramahamsa. One who can recognize a Paramahamsa, we can understand who is he. So meditate on me. That is the, now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna asked his devotees. Friends, we will stop over here. We will continue in our next Wednesday class. Thank you.
So we have couple of questions online. The first question is coming from a user SM. He's asking, is Vedanta only a non-dual practice of spirituality? Are there other non-dual to Vedanta? If so, how is non-dual Vedanta different from Samkhya?
Now, Vedanta, Veda is knowledge, Anta, the end, that is Vedanta. But Vedanta has 3 schools: Advaita Vedanta, Dvaita Vedanta, Vishishta Dvaita Vedanta. So when we mention Vedanta, we actually mention Advaita. A means negative, Dvaita means duality. When there is no duality, that is called Advaita. So that is the Shamkha, they mention, but it is actually mentioning Purusha and Prakriti, 2 different aspects. So they are in between, actually, we can say they are Dvaitin. So that way, because the Purusha and Prakriti, they accept in that way. The Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, They don't say Prakriti, they say Maya, but it is only in that same one consciousness. So Advaita, there is no duality, only one, that is consciousness. In Samkhya, there is two, one is Purusha and Prakriti, so it is the dual. And Vishishta Advaita Ramanuja, so some other time we may discuss. Thank you.
Second question is from a user. His name is KIA. I don't know why. He's asking if the all merciful God is manifested as various deities, then why there is a concept of seva? Does it occur only in ritualistic worship or in simple japa and dhyana also?
God has not manifested in different forms of the deities. Actually, we imagine different deities. I think you should get clarified over here. God manifests Himself in the best form, that is called avatara. Avatara, the incarnation of God. So Sri Ramachandra, Sri Krishna, Sri Ramakrishna, like that. And these avatars, they have also the qualities, because they come to establish dharma, the righteousness. But the deities that we see among the Hindus, there are so many varieties of the deities. That is because it says you can imagine any form, whatever form you like. That I mentioned. You are independent to imagine any form you like. And that way we have so many forms and the gods. Through that, we go to the real, the consciousness. That's why. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Now let us chant this mantra and we conclude. Tabu, sorry. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa drita vigraham vai ईशावतारं परमेशमिड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। श्रीरामकृष्ण अर्पणमस्तु।